Hello everyone, we're back for another series as our district continues to roll out with our one-to-one devices, that device being a Chromebook. So let's go ahead and do a quick review. In our last series, we talked about launching our Chrome browser from our shelf. We did that. Continue to play with your Chrome browser. There is a lot to learn. Today we're going to go a little deeper and we're going to look into Google Drive. You can actually have your students to launch their Google Docs, Google Sheets, and their Google Slides from their shelf. Personally, I think it would be better for our students if we actually teach them the big picture. That big picture being Drive. Our students need to know where their information is housed and how they can go in and retrieve it. And yes, second graders can do this as well. If you have your Google Drive app on your shelf, you can launch it from there. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and start from my Chrome browser. So as I launch my browser, I'm going to go to my app launcher. Very good. And in my app launcher, remember in our last series, we talked about teaching students how to locate those icons. That would be a faster way to get them into that particular app. So right now, my Google Drive app has launched. And if you look and see, my folders populate first in alphabetical order. That's how I have personalized it for me. You can go over here to A to Z and change that if you like. Any document that is not in a folder, it's going to populate underneath. Okay? So we want to get everything in a folder because it's easy to start creating documents outside of a folder. Right now, I have a folder created. But let me just create a new folder. So I'm going to call this folder today. I'll call it the test or just test. My test folder is going to populate, and I have a couple of test folders. You can tell I like that word. But this particular test folder is here, and it shows the date. I created another one February 3rd. So it has the date and time. So we're going to work with this particular folder here. So I've showed my students that they actually, created a folder. Currently, this folder is empty. So if we tap on that particular folder, we will see that there's nothing in that folder. And I like to kind of have this particular hard copy folder with me just to kind of get their mindsets going in the direction I want them to go. We need to put a document in this particular folder. So I'm going to put a document right inside this folder. So let's go ahead and let me show you how to do that. Right now I am in Drive, and I'm in my test folder. Okay? Drive being that big, huge file cabinet that we have in our classrooms and offices. So I've put a folder in there. Now I'm going to put a document in there. Let's go ahead and do that. So in that folder, go to New, click on Docs. And remember when we had to teach our kids to write their names on their papers? We no longer have to do that. The one thing we do have to instruct our kids to do, and that's to put a title on that document. If they do not put a title on that document first, guess what? They're going to have a bunch of untitled documents populating in their Drive, and we don't want that because that's going to slow down instruction when we actually ask them, hey guys, go ahead and open up your whatever document you titled it. We want to feed them the title. And today, let's just go ahead and in the right-hand corner, let me back up so you can see where I went. In my upper left-hand corner, I'm going to tap on the untitled documents, and I'm going to actually, let's call this writing. You can get specific with the title later. Click OK. And then you will see that this particular title has changed. This is my writing document. Now that we've given it a title, you see this little gray folder here has actually populated. Go ahead and just tap on that folder, and it's going to tell you that this document is in this folder. If this document was not in a folder, you would have to tap on that folder, and then it would window will pop up, and you can put it in whatever folder you like. Highly recommend teaching them to put things in folders first. You can start with teaching them to create the month, a folder that has the month. Then within the month, you can go ahead and create documents for the week. So let's say it's February, and we're going to do the week of February the 1st or the week of February the 2nd. It'll be easier to locate the documents that you clicked with. That's just a little tip from me. So now, once I teach them that they have to give it a title, I'm feeding them the title so that we all have the same title. I'm going to let them know that this is the menu bar. What is this bar called, class? The menu bar. Good. This next bar, class, is called the toolbar. So with that said, let's just put that into practice. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and create one sentence, and I will say, she ran down the street. All righty. Which is something we do not want to do. So here I have a sentence. Class, I want you to actually go to the menu bar. What bar did I say? Menu bar. That's this bar here. And I want you to click on the word tools. Click on tools. When you click on tools, I want you to scroll down, and I want you to actually click on research. We're going to learn a few features here. Awesome. So what we did so far is we gave our document a title. We know it's organized in a particular folder. We talked about the menu bar and the toolbar. When we went to we had a little brief interruption. But what we did so far was we went to writings, we titled, gave our document a title, we fed it to the students. The menu bar, we taught them what that is, and the toolbar. So we're going to learn a few features on the menu bar and on the toolbar. So what I told my class is to open up your writing document, go ahead and go to the menu bar, click on tools, click on research, and then our research panel opens. Let's say if I want to actually teach my kids about filters today, and that's what we're going to learn. So when we talk about filters, if you actually take the time to click on that cursive G, you will see a variety of filters open. And a filter is what I'll explain is if your parents actually, if you've seen them make coffee, you put their coffee grinds in a filter, and once the water goes through the filter, the only thing comes through is the liquid and not the actual grind. So here, right now we have stairs, but we have everything on stairs. We have images on stairs. If we scroll down, we'll see some other items on stairs, websites on stairs. I don't want that. Let's just say, only thing I want filtering through is images. So I'm going to click on this cursive G right here where it says filter results. And if I click on that, I'll have options. I can have everything coming through, which I have now, or I can have just image, scholarly reports, quotes, dictionary, tables. Yes, that's where we get our data from, or a different type of data. So let's say I just want images. If I click on images, I'm going to get this plethora of images that comes through. So that's what we know about the filter. So right now, and that's a good tool to actually use. One thing that I highly recommend that we do not do is show students how they can do spell checks. If kids can do spell checks, we're going to really devoid them of having the ability to critically think, to problem solve. Let's say if I spelled ran or down wrong. Let's say I spelled down wrong. I leave out my O. And I'm going to get that red line. I'm going to tell my kids there's something wrong with this word that we need to correct. Let's just look at it. Tell me what you're trying to say. She ran down the stairs. Oh, that word should be down. What's missing here? Because we know how that word looks, right? What's missing? Give them a minute to think and process. And you will find out that what will be missing, and they'll tell you, is the O. So it's okay if they turn in work with some misspellings. Let them figure it out, okay? And let them problem solve their own words. They're going to discover that spell check feature eventually. Let them find it out on their own. Guys, let's go ahead and let's just say I wanted to give my paper, I'm going to close this panel out. I want to give my paper a title. And let's just call it the Walk Home. I'm going to increase the font on that. So what I need you to do is select that particular title just like I did. And that's just a simple click and drag horizontally. Go to my font size here, and let's just increase it. So I went to my toolbar, clicked on my font size, and now I'm going to stay on my toolbar for a minute because I want to do a couple other things. If there are some features that you may not see on your toolbar with your Chromebook, click on More, that down arrow, and I'm going to leave my word selected because I'm not finished dressing it up. Let's go ahead and underline it. So I'm going to go to my toolbar again, and I'm going to click underline. So now if I deselect that by just clicking anywhere on the page, I will see that my title is underlined. So what I want you to do, class, is to create another sentence, go to your toolbar, and underline the word and change the font size. You can actually have them to go in and simply create a table. Let me get rid of this extra row. Go to your menu bar, tap on table. Let's just go ahead and insert a 3x3 table, 3 across and 3 down. And I like how this particular grid here tells us what we are 3x3. It gives us the information here. So remember when they were doing their multiplication and learning arrays? I think it came in handy. So now they have their actual table. So they can actually give their table a heading. And we'll go into some of those features later. But for now, what we really want them to do in Drive is to make sure they learn how to create a folder like we did our test folder today right here. Inside of that folder, they're going to create a document, place that document there. So they have their folder. They put a document in that folder. And now they have opened up that document and started to work on that document. Okay? Make sure the first thing that they do is give that document a title. Feed it to them. So everyone has the same title. Make sure that that title is in that document is in a folder. And that's pretty much it for now. Don't forget to teach them what the menu bar is and the toolbar. Because if you give them those vocabulary terms, you will not slow down your instruction, and your kids can continue to stay engaged in what they're doing as opposed to continuing to search for various things. So I hope these series are helping you continue to be engaged, continue to engage your students in their digital learning process. So have fun, guys.